Spirit is the one that want to know your secret, the most precious details that you don't want nobody else to know, that they can use it against you one day. That's what familiar spirit does. That's their function. A monitoring spirit is a little bit different from familiar spirit. A monitoring spirit is a demon that monitor your time. What time you come from work, what time you leave, where you're going, how long you're going to take. They monitor your time. They want to know details about your time. What time you pray, what time you don't pray, what time you're on social media, what time you go and fast. And that's what monitoring job does. Now, I'm going to give you some signs, because let me say this to you. Remember, the reason why there is a monitoring spirit, because Satan cannot read your mind. It's only the omnipresence God can read your mind, because he knows your thought before you even think it. He knows you from in your mother's womb. It's only God alone can do that. Satan can't do that. God create, Satan copy. So please repost this. This is very important. This is very important for you to know. Glory be to God. Now, Job has encounter with a monitoring spirit. Job has encounter with a monitoring spirit. I'm going to give you some details about the signs of monitoring spirit. When Job encounter with a monitoring spirit, why do you think the demon have to ask God permission? Because the enemy knows that he can't touch Job, because he might monitor Job, but he knows that there's an edge of protection around Job. So he has to ask God permission to touch Job. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody, for the gifts. So he has to ask God permission to touch Job. Are you getting it now? Now, let me get to Jesus a little bit. I want to read something for you before I get into my signs. Follow me here, people of God. This is very important if you want to know about monitoring spirit. It's very important. Very important. There's something that strikes me. There's something that strikes me here. Do you remember when Jesus Christ and go on 40s and 49 fasting in St. Matthew chapter 4? Please write down this. I'm going to show you that. Right? So in St. Matthew chapter 4, verse 6. Right? The devil said to Jesus Christ, in chapter 4, St. Matthew chapter 4, listen keenly, and said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down. You hear what the devil try to ask Jesus Christ? You think him don't know that Jesus Christ is the Son of God? Can I prove it to you? Let me show you that the devil know that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, but yet still in chapter 4, in St. Matthew chapter 4, the devil asks, if thou, in St. Matthew chapter 4, verse 6, and said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast down thyself. The devil already know that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Can I prove it to you? Now, this is St. Matthew chapter 4. Go back in time in St. Matthew chapter 3. St. Matthew chapter 3. St. Matthew chapter 3 verse 17. The next, St. Matthew chapter 3 before Jesus go on fasting and 49 fasting. Look at St. Matthew chapter 3 verse 17. And a voice from heaven say, this voice come from heaven. Not from his neighbor or his friends or his family. This voice comes from heaven. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. So the devil know that God already sanctioned it that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. So the devil monitor you and then twist the information to get to you. And that's what he does to many of you. Now, signs of monitoring spirits. Get your pen, get your pencil, and write these down. And I'm talking about monitoring spirit that is inside of human being, and spiritually, and also spiritually and physically. Now let's look about this monitoring spirit here, this monitoring demons. People of God, it is very important to know. Your friends, your mother, your sister, your co-worker, your boss can become a monitoring spirit to you. So you have to be very careful. Monitoring spirits, signs of monitoring demons. Anytime you find a person, please, this is very important for you. Anytime you find a person, this is when a monitoring spirit is in our human being. Anytime you find a person, always want to know your business. Have you ever been there? That person they want to know every detail about your life, your business. There's nothing private. They want to know about your business, your life. You know that there is a monitoring spirit in the individual. That's one sign. When you find persons want to know about your business, always want to know about your business, that person is an agent of the adversary and is carrying a monitoring demons. And next one, when you know that there's a monitoring spirit in a human being. In a human being. Could be your mother, your father, your sister, or your cousin. Right? They minimize your achievement. They look down on your achievements. This is when monitoring demon is in a human being. When the demon is activated in a human being against your life. Right? They minimize your achievements, your accomplishment. They minimize your promotion. They minimize your breakthrough. They are teaching how to identify monitoring spirits that is in human being. If you want to know about how, let me finish this before I get any further. How to identify a monitoring demons when it activates into a human being. Right? Thank you so much, people of God. Right? Is that persistence of fear that wants to block you. So anytime that you feel in your life that there's a constant fear that blocking your life, it's a monitoring spirit. They know what time for you to block you, to keep you in that fearful moment, in that phobia moment. That's what monitoring spirit does. It shuts you down. It shuts down your praise, it shuts down your worship. How to identify a monitoring spirit in a person? Them always taking credit for something that they don't do. That's a monitoring spirit. Because the next one is that when you find a person constantly need to know information about your life, you know that person is carrying a demon's view. That's why I'm saying to you that be very careful who you speak to. The Bible said that one in Jeremiah chapter 17. In Jeremiah chapter 17. The Bible said that what?